Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we are right now. Thanks to what we've been doing for the past few years that has not worked, we are going to be speaking Chinese. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. The future is Mandarin. Their language has 3,000 characters. So get studying.
3,000 characters.
Yes, English has 24. They have 3,000. That's why they are far intellectually ahead of us. So ladies and gentlemen, the earlier you join the winning band, the better, according to Pastor Sunday. I would still like to hold out hope that we will not give up our sovereignty. But from all indications, it looks like we're headed there. So Pastor, please go ahead and tell us what we can do, or how we can at least help ourselves not to not to be completely taken over. Or are we completely hopeless at this point?
Well, very good question. Когда мы вдвоем, куда мне смотреть? Когда мы вдвоем? Всегда сюда, все время сюда. So what should we do concerning China? What should we do concerning China? First of all, like I said, we need China. Secondly, like I said, the inevitability of China is provoked by the failure of the West. So how do we resolve this dilemma? Every war that was fought in the Bible was not fought because of religion, as in today's world. Most of the wars in today's world is fought because of religion. But in the Bible, there was another reason for 90% of the wars that were fought. Almost basically all the wars that were fought in the Bible. And that war, all the wars that were fought, they had one reason for the wars. And that's why we need to go to the Bible to learn principles of nation building. When you go to the Bible, you will see that all wars were fought for the reason of land. Land.
Conquering territory.
Territory. Conquering territories. Well, that's exactly what made Great Britain great today. That's what made the West what they are today. And I guess Chinese are learning. I guess they are learning.
Wow.
So they are expanding their territory because they are limited in their own territory, in their own country, and they know that the wars, the ultimate war of life is the war of territories and land. That's why when God spoke to the children of Israel, by the way, if you have not yet shared this message yet, I think it might be a good idea for you to go share the message at this time. Share, because especially if you have burden for Africa. This is going to be one of the most popular messages, one of the most popular programs, shows we are going to be having. So, the reason why when God spoke, Jehovah God, Elohim, when God called Abraham, I don't know if you remember that God didn't promise him money. And God didn't promise him clothes. You know what he promised him? A land. He said he was going to take him to a land that he will show to him. Land, territory. That is also conquest, my dear. Conquest. And then look at every war that Israel has ever fought. It is the war of territory, over territories. So when God even delivered them from Egypt, they were always fighting and displacing one nation after the other. So when you go to Israel of old, if you are a foreigner, the land is not divided to you.
It's only for the Israelites.
Yeah. It doesn't matter how much money you have. You cannot buy the land. Because that is what God gave. I will give you a land that is flowing with land, land. So God led them to that land, and it is not permitted. They were divided among the tribes of Israel only. So for us to secure Africa, one policy that every African nation must adopt is foreigners can lease land, foreigners can rent land, foreigners can use land, but foreigners can never buy land for good, forever. That's, you can give them a lease for 100 years, you can give them a rent, you can give them, occupation for some time, but never own. That is the way to secure ourselves from China.
So that means
number one.
We can send them packing whenever we feel like. And we're in control of our destiny, our resources.
And the lease will expire. Sooner or later. You tell me what made America who they are right now, and what made the red Americans, the indigenous Americans. Why are they so weak? Why are they so weak and they are voiceless in their own land? They gave up their land. They gave up their land. Why is it that all of Latin America speaks Spanish today? They gave up their land.
So once you give up your land,
you are dispossessed. You are no more a nation. That's why when God was punishing Israel, the highest level of punishment is to displace them, remove them from the land. That's the highest level of punishment. And that's why the highest level of fulfillment of prophecy in the Bible is to return them again to the land. It's not possible. Because to return you again to the land, normally land is, wars are fought for lands. In fact, have you heard the word empire?
Yes.
The reason why the empire is used is the stronger nation that goes to conquer other land. But God, for him to, in the world, when people are conquering lands, to say, I will take you and bring you back, it's impossible. That's why it's a miracle.
And that was why God told Joshua, wherever you tread your feet upon, I have given it to you. The land is yours.
And let me tell you another one. You all know the story of Moses when God appeared to him in the burning bush. And God said, the land upon which you stand, yes,
is holy ground.
Is holy ground. Remove your sandals. Now there is a significance there. Because in Israel, you wear shoes only when you are a landowner or a property owner. Wow. Slaves never wore shoes. Because if you wear shoes to my territory, when you get to my house, you have to remove your shoes. That's in Israel, original Israel. When you enter my house, that's why the Eastern people, some of them still practice that up to today. When they enter to your house, you come to visit me, you enter, before you enter to my room, to my place, you have to remove, you take off your shoes.
That's respecting my territory.
No, you are smart. You are smart. That is saying, I recognize your lordship and ownership over this territory. I am not the owner here. You are the owner.
So it's not about the carpet.
It's about the land. So people are talking about carpet. And it's and it's not about the fire as well. So it's not the fire. What God was trying to tell Moses is, just like you will remove your shoes when you go visit a landowner in another man's territory and recognize his lordship, so I tell you to remove your shoes, thereby submitting the lordship of this territory and over your life to me, and saying you recognize the lordship of the Lord of Lords. That is what was happening. You here are my possession. You are not a lord here.
You're under my jurisdiction.
You are under my jurisdiction. So that's what it's calling of land, the land upon which you stand. So God is making a statement. Even God sees land as something special. That's why I said the land upon which you stand. So for you now to allow other people, other nations to come and possess your land, it's just like saying you, the landowner, is the one that has removed his shoes. And that is why when Jesus was about to wash the feet of his disciples, they were stopping him for a reason. And the reason they were stopping him is that a lord and a master does not wash the feet of the slave, because the slaves don't wear shoes. They, rather, the slaves and the servants, they are supposed to wash the feet of the master. So by so doing, Jesus has shown the highest honor possible. Because he is the one that owns everything. And he decided to become a slave to them. They understood what he was talking about. That's why he said, when you are a leader, do the same to other people. A leader, remove your own shoes and serve them like a slave. It's not saying about feet washing service. No.
It was just a figure of...
It's a figurative speech. And let me go further there. If you read if you have read your Bible very well, you might also discover that there was an incident that looks very confusing in the book of Ruth. When you see Naomi, and Naomi told Ruth, the daughter-in-law, and after she had gone to work on the field of Boaz, and after she also had discovered that Boaz is the next of kin to Ruth, and he has the right to now, adopt her as the wife. Noemi did something very strange indeed. He told the girl and said, go ahead and follow Boaz and notice him and go to the place where he's lying down, while he's sleeping. And by the time you've discovered where he's sleeping, go and lay yourself down at the feet of the man that is sleeping. Now, when you read that, if you don't understand the Israeli Jewish culture and tradition, you will think that the old woman was telling her to go sleep with the man and have an adulterous affair. Far from it. That's not what was happening. But and the way she slept is that he is sleeping like this. So he's lying this way, and these are his feet. Let's assume these are his feet. These are where his legs are. His head is here, his feet is here. So at the end of the feet,
horizontally.
So she is lying like this at the end of the feet, so that when he stands, for example, like under, that is the highest wisdom that is demonstrated there, that I belong to you by tradition. So when the man woke up and saw a woman laying there, he knew that, okay, there is something higher than just a woman coming to lay here accidentally. He knows that, okay, I didn't know. Tell me, why am I the heir?
She submitted herself.
She submitted herself to his lordship. You are my master, Lord. That's why Sarah called Abraham Lord at the feet of... So land, if you want to resolve the problem of Africa, land is very important. Why? Because feet means possession, dominion. So when you remove shoes, you are dispossessed. But when you wear, wherever the sole of your feet shall tread upon, that is why they have to go out like that. Wherever the sole of your feet shall tread upon, you possess it. It signifies possession, dominion, ownership. So when God told him, remove your shoes, this is a holy land, it means remove your shoes, you are not having possession here.
This land doesn't belong to me.
That's what we need to apply for.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are building a new Africa. And our land is the most important thing. And Pastor has given us a revolutionary idea. Pastor, I don't think I've heard this anywhere. And I don't think these ideas are being exchanged anywhere else in the world. Probably.
Well, you provoked this program. Somewhere. You said we are going to hold the program, so you get it.
Pastor, I'm all about change.
This is number one. This is just the first one. This is the maiden one.
This is just the maiden edition, ladies and gentlemen. It's only going to get better. Somebody needs to sponsor a bill in Nigeria and in Africa.